It's time to overhaul. Yeah, that's right. We're going into we're in the overhead arc. Oh my god. Overhaul arc. The Shihei Sahai, oh god. The Shihai Sahai You all know what I mean. At least I hope you do. The overhaul arc, right? I know what you're saying. Shouldn't you be going over uh where they, I forget the arc, where they fight over, not overhaul, where All Might fights, where they save Bakugo. Yeah. Uh, I'm not going to, because it's just an arc that I don't really think. I mean, it always happens in Kana. I always address it, like not directly, but indirectly, by saying, "Hey, they save him," and All Might's last fight is there too. So yeah, it happens. I'm not gonna say it doesn't. It's just that I just don't think it's as important as many other arcs. I mean, it is important, right? But like, what else do you expect? I mean, I used to go over it. It used to have its like own episode in my older what ifs. Uh, I I just don't do that now because of reasons. Mostly because I think the arc is so short that it doesn't need to be in its own episode. So I just make it into another episode, either with the uh, the forest training arc or the overhaul arc, and then I delved into not even doing it, which is where I'm at now. But if you want me to go over it, I will gladly go over it if you all want me to go over it for like a video, if you want me to. But anyways, yeah. One more thing before we start this. What if ideas? If you got any, either any, let me think. Either what if Naofumi, Rising the Shield Hero, by the way, great anime. It's actually coming back with a season 4. If you didn't not know, I'm so excited. It's one of my favorite animes. Uh, what if Deku and what if Naruto? Uh, Naofumi, Naruto, and Deku. What if? So if you got any ideas for them, because of the reason that these current 3 what ifs are actually coming to an end here soon, around part 12, I think. So I already got my Asta what if actually down pat. I already know what I'm doing. It's what if Asta had devil's or demon soul magic, actually. That's what it is. Demon soul magic. Mary Jane's magic from Fairy Tale. Actually had a help from a subscriber. If you all, you know who you are, actually to help me with this idea, who gave me the idea. So credits to him. I don't remember your name, so sorry. I also forgot to pull it up. So you know who you are, but and I hope you see this actually. But yeah, so I had a subscriber actually help with that idea. They gave me like techniques I could use. They gave me the idea. Uh, so yeah. So now I'm just looking for Deku what ifs and Naruto what ifs for this next 3 what ifs. And then after that, I'll be going into, actually after the what is it? After the Naruto what if, the next Naruto what if, whatever we get now, next, like after teleportation release, and whatever we get next is, I'll be switching over to Naofumi what ifs instead of Naruto what ifs. If you want me to replace either Deku or Naruto what ifs, just tell me. Uh, they're not going to be gone forever, by the way. I'm just changing them for now, like for like 3 or 2 what ifs in a row, uh, just so that I can get it down and pat right. I just want to hear your thoughts on it. I also want what if ideas. I mean, I have a couple personally for uh, Deku and Naruto what ifs for my next three. Well, for my next ones of those two. I do have ideas, but I want to hear your thoughts on it because of reasons, right? I want to hear your thoughts, and I'll probably make a short on it, and then a community post on who won. I'll probably make a poll or something, maybe if I can figure that out. But if not, then I'll just choose uh like what I want to do out of the Deku and Naruto what ifs. Oh, by the way, I'll be spinning a wheel to choose these. Like to choose the ideas, like the two I'm gonna do. I'm gonna spin a wheel, blah blah blah. Anyways, right. So yeah, I say let me get a drink of water, and then we can start this. Heading to overhaul. Let's overhaul. I don't think I'm gonna call it the episode that because I have two of them that's already uh called that. So I guess I could just say the sequel of a sequel. I don't know. I'll decide on a thing. You already know the title, but I don't at the very moment. So, anyways, let's get into it after I get a drink of water. So, last time we went over the what was it? Oh God, uh, the the forest training arc. That's what it was. We went over the forest training arc, right? And we went over uh we went over that's it. We went over the forest training arc titled Muscle versus Muscle. If you don't know what happened in the episode, I recommend you check it out. So, what's happening now is that okay. What is happening is that they're internships, right? And Midoriya decided to go with an intern that he didn't expect to actually want him. The man he's talking about is Sir Night Eye of the Night Eye Agency. See now, given, even though Night Eye had his eyes on Midoriya, Mirio is actually the one who brought it up. And we'll actually cut over to Mirio and Night Eye talking about Midoriya. And we'll start off here now. And Mirio would say, Sir, I got an idea. I don't know if you're aware of this, but the UA internships are actually for the lower class men are actually coming up here soon. And I was wondering if I could bring in a student that I think you might want to have a chat with. And Night Eye would say, um, who would this be, Mario? Oh, sir, it's a student by the name of Midoriya Izuku, um, of Class 1N. Oh yes, the winner of the sports festival and The kid who actually took down the hero killer. Right, yeah. I've heard of him. Think. Yeah. Bring him in. Yeah. Wait, really, sir? I can bring him in? Yes, Mario. Yes, you can. Yeah, let's go. Thank you, sir. I hope he doesn't let you down. Oh, I highly doubt he will. I mean, given of his reputation and the people who he's trained with in the past, and given the fact of his quirk and his strength and placement in Class 1A, or 2A, I mean, 1A. Yeah, 1A, 2A? I don't know. I don't pay attention too much to school issues. But yes, I bring him in when they start, and I'll test him. All right, sir. I gotta go tell him about this. Wait, you didn't tell him about this prior to our conversation. No, sir, not at all. Bye. And he would leave. There he goes. Of course. I am so confused. Why? I even. Why? Why do I do this to myself? Just why? Now, back to finding Overhaul. Also, to cut in here, um, out of the story, uh, sorry about the background noise if you can hear it. I know sometimes it's quite apparent because I mean, mostly the louder ones um, are quite apparent. I'm very sorry. Can't control it, them blabbering all about, but I can certainly cut down or help with the audio. Maybe, I think. The only issue with my thing, I haven't been able to edit recently, as you all may or may not know, because my editing software is glitching with well, m- my, at least in my situation, it's glitching. So I'm very sorry if I can't cut it down. So it's a big if, if I, and if I can't, I'm very sorry. Uh, can't control it. I'm sorry though. But anyways, back to Mirio, um, where he is currently arriving at 1A's dorm room, and he would run through the door. Well, not, yeah, he would just bust down the door. He would run to the door, open it, and he would see a bunch of the Class 1A students um, here in the common room, and he would say, "Oh, hi, Class 1A. Hello. I know you may not know me, but I'm part of the Big Three. My name is Togeda Mirio. Hi. Hello. I have a question for you all. Is Midoriya here by chance?" And Kirishima would be the one to pipe up. "Oh yeah, yeah he is. He's just in his room. Um, I can go get him for you if you would like." And well, I don't. Oh yes, that would be quite pleasant, if you will. I need to have a conversation with him. Okay, okay, Mirio, bro. I'll go get him for you. Mirio, what? What did he call me? And, he would hear a voice right beside him that he didn't notice. "It is just a thing he calls everybody here. He adds bro to our names. Kind of creepy. I mean, given. Kind of cool. I mean, he's a nice guy." And Mirio would look over slowly, and he would, oh, 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 you're Tokiyami, Fumikage. Yes, 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 yes. Um, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. Mirio senpai. Um, I think that's the right word. I hope it is. I forget meanings of words. I think senpai is the right word. I think because that's like higher classmen or I don't remember. But anyways, um, well, he's taking a while, and then he would hear a voice yell out, "Oh yeah!" He wouldn't be able to hear the yawn. That was just me preparing for the voice. Hold on, Mirio, uh, senpai. Yes, yes. I'll be right down. Oh God, I'm so tired. I wish you didn't wake me up and from the nap. And he would start tumbling down the stairs, and then do 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 all the way down the stairs. Izuku would fall. Uh, and Mirio would say, "Oh, good, Midoriya, come with me," and he would grab his wrist and just start dragging him away, like out the door. And Midoriya would say, "I don't like the fact that this has been happening again. This is happening again." And Mirio would say, "Again? What do you mean?" Not like, it's your big three compatriot. What? Hado, I believe her name might be Nejire Hado. Hado Nejire. Her. Oh, yes. She can be very impatient. See, I can tell you something right now. She was very consistent. Persistent is actually the word about getting you to join her. Well, Ryuku's agency, the Dragon Hero. Um, and apparently she got to you first. Yeah, she did. She got to me first, all right. Got to me first, indeed. So what happened? And he would let go of her wrist, and he would get up, and Midoriya would say, "Well, oh, sorry, that's not the voice." Well, um, it started off with she woke me up in at like 5 in the morning, actually today, uh, drug me out of bed, down the stairs, grabbed an apple from the, our fruit bowl, dragged me outside, picked me up, set me down, gave me the apple. Actually, she broke it in half by her like bare hands. It's kind of creepy. It's kind of scary that the fact that she can do that when she does not look that strong, at least in arm size. Um, she started eating half. She looked like she's been up for like the past like 5 hours or something. Um, eh. Oh, that's she's been worked up about this after hearing the news about your internships coming up very soon. I mean, given not all students have to do them, but she really wanted you to do it. But I knew you like to sleep, so I waited till after your classes are done and didn't wake you up. I mean, you were sleeping. I'm sorry about waking you up. Oh, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. So why are you tired all the time? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. This is just the way I've been brought up. I take a lot of naps. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know. I question I had is like a part of a quirk. Uh, oh, by the way, your quirk, copy quirk, right? Yeah, it's called mirror, but I think I don't remember the name. Perfect? No. Permanent copy? I don't know. Mirror? That's my hero name, but uh, oh yes, I've heard you've done stuff. Well, Mirror has done stuff. Huh. Anyways, I got an offer for you. Um, you want me to join your the agency that you're in? Yes, I know. I don't know. I haven't really made a decision. I didn't even think about doing it. But I might. I mean, I'm not gonna decline your offer by any means. But I don't know. I might do it, might not. I just have to see on how life is. I don't know. Oh, that makes sense. That makes total sense. You're going it. Well, actually, I give you choice, but I know I sound like that's right there. But I do have a choice for you. Well, a chance for you. See, sir, um, actually wants to test you if you are to do this. Of course he does. And he has a other motive just to he has a motive. He's been working day in day out. Now a given. He'll probably tell you this if you actually do pass. Um, he's been trying to find a villain. Right. I don't want to hear any more of it. Okay. I don't want to hear any of it. I just don't. Okay. You see, I'm given. I don't really want to do this anyways, but I'm gonna do it. I'll get it. I don't know who I'm gonna choose, but you two, you and Nejire, are the only two that actually asked me to join your internships. I mean, not yours, but like the people you're under internships. So I might as well do it. And I might as well just help Night Eye. He's been one of my favorites since I was young. Um, I actually liked him and Aizawa. Well, Eraserhead more than All Might just because of their quirks. Their quirks are cool. Um, but anyways, sure, I'll do it. Guess I don't know. Pick me up. Do you find me when the internships actually start, and I'll come test or whatever. And he would just fall on the ground in the middle of the grass and straight to sleep. Miria would say, "Huh, so it is true. He does sleep anywhere and everywhere." Well, okay. No wonder he is Aizawa's favorite. Huh. Well, I'll find him. Nejire, can't keep on spying on him. Yes, I can. He's like a cat. It's kind of cute. He's adorable. Can't stop me. I can, and I will. I can always tell the teachers that you're spying on a kid. Ugh, you're so mean, Mirio. But anyways, yeah, I'll stop. I don't want to get in trouble. I have cameras. What? Nothing. and they would both walk away. Both walk away, and then a time skip to when, well, right after Midoriya has been tested by Sir Night Eye, which he does pass, by the way. He passed, and they would both be there, just staring at each other, signing. Well, Midoriya just finished signing a paper for the internships, and Night Eye would say, "You brought your hero suit, like I said. Well, like Mirio said, right?" "Yeah, why?" Well, I was thinking, since it is internship day, or week, or however long, I was gonna say you and Togeda go on a patrol. Well, me and just patrol. And Midoriya would say, "Oh, uh, okay, yeah, I can do that. Uh, okay, yeah." And he would go get dressed in his hero suit, bing bada boom. And after getting in his hero suit, him and Mirio would go to their desired location, their location of patrol. And Mirio would say, "So, I've been meaning to ask you, what's with the face thing?" "Oh, it's like a mark for my quirk, apparently. I mean, given I never really tested it. It always glows sometimes, and with like this blue energy, and I don't know. Uh, I mean, well, from my knowledge, nobody else in my family has it. Uh, don't know where we got it. I was just born with it. I mean, yeah, I was born with it. Um, the quirk doctor tested it, just saying that it's just part of my quirk, and it might actually amplify it in some way, in some shape or form. Um, I mean, given I never really got that part, but don't really question things about my body much. I let other people do that, but so yeah. Oh, really? That's cool. Um. Ooh. Oh. Hey, little girl. What'd you do? And yes, this is where they meet Eri and Overhaul, Chisaki. Uh, and it's the meeting is same as usual, just not as well, not as I mean Mirio gets as angry as he is, and Midoriya still has the same blank stare, and Overhaul and Eri would leave. They would message Night Eye, and they would go back to the agency, so on and so forth. Same thing as in canon, right? And I'm gonna time skip into the meeting, right? Which same meeting as usual, same people as usual. Aizawa comes in and everything akin to that, like all the same heroes. Uh, it's just a little different because I mean Mirio is still the same quiet person. Midoriya still. Mirio is clearly, visibly angry at himself. Midoriya looks perfectly fine. He's actually slept through most of the meeting. Surprisingly, he slept through most of the meeting, and right. Sorry about the noise. Sorry, I'm very sorry. But yeah, uh, like I said, Midoriya slept through most of the meeting until being eventually woken up to answer some questions about and telling people about the like the incident about them meeting Overhaul. Um, right? And after being woken up, he would say, "Well, uh, bird mask he had. The looks of him. That's what you wanted." And how he, I don't know, his menu. I don't know. I didn't pay attention much. I mean, I looked at him. Uh, well, bird mask. Like a, I don't know if y'all know, like the SCP stuff, like the plague doctor stuff, like a mask like that. Um, Green coat with like like a maroon fur or purple fur, depending on what light. Kind of looked like it was. I mean, it looked halfway like purple and maroonish. I don't know. White gloves, t-shirt. I didn't really pay attention to. I didn't really care, but I don't know. Um, but I did do something, and behind him, a well, he would say, well, Midoriya would say, "This is Thorn. I put him in that guy's shadow." Kind of funny. Um, he's been following him around, so this guy's kind of keen on stuff. Actually, you got that still? He would turn around, look at Thorn, and Thorn would hand him a just like a notebook, and he would throw it to Night Eye, and he would say, "That should be full of wait, shit. Get that bag? That's actually for my homework. Why did you have my homework one? Asshole. Oh, the black one. Yeah, thanks. Um, that should be the right one. Uh, I mean, he's just been following him around, and Aizawa would pipe up, and he would say, well, uh, Midoriya, isn't this the one? Yeah, it's the one that I helped out with. Cotton Thorn, kind of cool. I mean, it's quite cool, honestly. Uh, uh, actually, I got another one in the works. uh, his name's uh Scope. It's cool. I actually had to help with Night Eye on that one. I need a dragon. That would be cool. Miss Ryuku, can we train together one time? I want a dragon. Actually, that wouldn't even work. Never mind. That wouldn't work. What am I talking about? Hmm. Shit. Never mind. You can get all your stuff from that guy. Now, I'm gonna go back to sleep. He's gonna go away. Um, so yeah. And Thorn would just sink back into Midoriya's shadow, or just disperse. I described Thorn at one point, right? So you all can just imagine him as you will, if you remember what he looks like. That is. But anyways, as Night Eye would look through the pages, it would be a very intricate way of writing. As you know, with regular writing, you would write right to left, right. But the way he is writing, it is vertical, like the sentences are vertical, like word and then below word, 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 right? And so after Night Eye would get this down, he would read through it all, like all the pages, I mean, until he got to blank, right? So he, now they know, like, definitely where Overhaul is and all of his bases, or where they think his bases are. They're not very clear on the bases. I mean, they know where they are, but they don't know which one he'll be in. But I mean, they do, but they don't. Whatever. Plot armor. Anyways, so um, after, uh, I'm just sometimes they find base. Okay, he's there. They know it. They got the megaphone guy going, right? Tell him if you don't go down, blah, 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 and then big guy comes through, and then Midoriya summons Tower and Thorn and Scope. Actually, not Scope yet, but Thorn and Tower, and he will say, actually he would what is it? Okay, Phantom. Oh, it's Shadow Quirks. No, it's Dark Quirks. Yeah. Midoriya would say, "Cursed Twilight creatures." And then behind him, bunch of orcs, high orcs, would come emerging out of his shadow and would run in. Tower and Thorn going in. Actually, Tower going hand to hand with the big guy. Don't remember his name, but he is big and he fought Ryuku in like the actual like show and manga. Probably looking, I know what that it's looking for its calf, but it will be, or maybe it's just pissed. I don't know, one of the two. But anyways, he has the high orcs going in. Scope not out yet. Okay, I want to make that clear. Scope is not here yet. And Midori would say, "There, they'll deal with the small guys. Now, given they'll be able to take him out, but I'm not gonna guarantee the guy's life. They do what they want. I'm not in control of them. I want to make that entirely clear. I'm not in control of them. I want to make that entirely clear. I just tell them what to do. They have their own mindsets. They just listen to me. Okay? They're from like another realm or something. I don't pay attention to it. Anyways, tally ho! And he'd go in with Aurora configuration, right? The light orbs would go through. He would jump through. And by the way, the police are just helping the high orcs. And Midoriya did give orders: don't attack the police or other heroes. Just take out the villains. Thorn and Tower are fighting the big guy, like 2v1ing them. And then Midoriya would go through, right, like faster than the rest. That would go through, get in there, and start going down, just leaving markers like he would bite his like thumb and just rub like the blood on the wall, right? So that they would know where he's going, and eventually he would be stopped by three people, and Midori would say, huh, who are you all? Man, don't want to deal with you all, but I guess I'll have to. Red lightning ethereal burst, and he would hold up his hand. Red lightning coursing around his hand and would go to his palm. And swirling out into a ball, he would just hit it with his hands, and multiple red orbs, well, red lightning orbs, would go flying around towards them. Those three dodging out of the way, getting hit. One of them would get hit, like straight on, and would be stunned there, just like spazzing out because of lightning. And then Midoriya would say, "Okay, alloy shot," and then uh, melted metal alloy would come firing out of his arm, like it's like forearm, like he would have it out, like his forearm would open up, and then metal alloy would shoot out, like 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 five like shots would, like it's like bullets, out, like would shoot out at one of the people, another one, like the one that's like like being tased, right, would be hit with these or like shots, and then would be pushed back, pinned up against the wall, and now he can't move because the alloy is actually well, going around his arms and legs and neck area, and just corroding into the wall to keep him there. And then one of them would get up close into his face, and these two, well, Midoriya would actually use obscure drifting fangs and his shadow, the darkness. Actually, not his shadow. The walls, like the little shadows on the wall, like walls, would come flying out into fangs, like four fangs, grabbing onto one guy, twisting him, bringing him down to the ground. And then the other's fangs would keep on going and just towering on him, just biting into him. And then Midoriya would say, glaring light blades, and then two light blades, like, I don't know their name actually. Uh, but you know how they look, like with, you know how they look when Lick uses them? That's how they look. They're just in his hands, like he's grabbing onto him. And they would, I mean, the other guy has a blade too, so they'll just be clashing. Like two weapons on one weapon, just clashing, just choo choo choo. Like I don't know, like ting 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 ting, just just clashing blades until eventually Midoriya would throw one blade away towards a wall, and that blade would bounce off the wall, going straight for uh the guy. Don't know his name, and it would go straight through his leg, his left leg, let's say, or his right, one of his one of his legs, going straight through. This man would be distracted by the pain, going down, trying to rip the blade out, but his hands just going straight through it because it's made of light. What else do you expect? He can't grab it. Only Midoriya can. And so Midoriya would knee him in the face, punch him, and then take his elbow onto the top of his head, knocking him out. And then Midoriya would, the light blade would go away, and then eventually, by that point, the rest of the people, like the main people who would eventually get down there, would actually make it down there. Tamaki would actually be able to go with them this time, while the others are just fighting. Tamaki, Nejire, Riku. Well, actually, Riku stayed up there, fighting, right. And so, what's happening now is Midoriya and the rest of the people would keep on running through. Midoriya still biting his thumb and wiping it on the wall so they know which way to go, right? And eventually, they would make it to the area where uh, actually three people go instead of just the two. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. Tamaki, Fat Gum, and Kirishima would actually get thrown through a wall, and would fight. I knew his name at one point. The guy, like the only respectable guy on that team, like the guy who boxes and the force field guy. Those three would go fight them, right? And it would end out the same. So I'm not gonna go back to it. Okay. and these people would keep on, the main group would keep on going until eventually they would get separated, like, like the walls would cut into, Rocklock would be, like, stabbed, like his hand would be stabbed, right? And be, well, Toga and Twice would appear, right? Not appear, and well, they would beat down Rocklock until eventually the walls would open back up, showing Rocklock up. Well, Rocklock, like the quotation marks for Rocklock. And Izal would bend down, trying to wrap it up. And then Toga would go for the slice. And Midori actually stopping this with his tentacious armor. His hands, or his arm actually, would go a dark gray color with like a little lumps here and there. He would reach out. The blade would actually just break on his skin. Aizawa would turn around to see Midoriya with this, like, the gray, ashy collar arm just hitting Rocklock. Well, and given Rocklock would have a blade in his hand, you won't notice. Just hitting him, and his head just turning to mush, just like a mud-like substance. And Midoriya would say, "Well, that wasn't actually him." And Aizawa would say, "Oh, really? Oh, really? Really wasn't." Stop with the sass. I swear. Anyways, everyone else would get through the door, and they would keep on going until eventually they would be stopped one more time in a big lab-like area. Big room would be stopped, and they could keep on hearing a voice from different locations. And Midori would eventually get really tired of this, and he would just say, "You know what? I got a way. You all just hold still." Scope, and up from Midoriya's shadow would be a orc, a thin orc. Well, a less thin, like a more, like a sniper build, basically a range build, uh, person with two revolvers, mask, like a monocle with like a scope, like a crosshair, like a pin, like over one eye, two revolvers in hand, shirtless, just with like a bullet strap, like just like a sash with a lot of pew pew well, a lot of ammo for his firearms, pants, uh, fur like ends to them, and then like a foot wrap on both feet. And Midori would say, "This one, I based off of our Gunhead. Based off of Gunhead. I think that's his name. But the one who uses like the bullet, like he's the cowboy one. I believe I believe that Gunhead is his name, but he's the cowboy hero that we know who he is, right? Now, given there is another one that he has, not Scope. I did keep this one hidden. Uh, so Scope would take his two firearms, revolvers, and would just start shooting around this place. The bullets would ricochet all around, not hitting the people, just going around the place until eventually they could hear a man ugh, and they would look up to see a red substance falling from the air, right? Falling from the air. Drip, drop, drip, drop, drip, drop, right? And eventually, another, again, and then, this big monstrosity would fall down from the ground. Fall down. Uh, that's the small guy. He gets beat up quite a lot. He gets beat up by Scope. Just shot a lot of times. Just pew 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 pew, and he falls to the ground before he even gets to them. He uses trigger. Um, and Midori would say, "Thanks, Scope. Uh, maybe too much, maybe a little less next time, but I don't care." Um, so yeah, I'm gonna keep on going. Scope would be right behind him, and another shadow would erupt from the ground. One being another one that kind of looked like Thorn, just without the less spikes, and clearly not based on Aizawa, because Thorn actually had messy black hair. This one has a slicked back hair with glasses, or glasses what they would look like. They just don't actually have like lenses on them. His eyes would glow, or purple, well, glowing purple, and he would be more well dressed than the rest. This is clearly based off of Sir Night Eye. Right, clearly. And so yeah, I'm gonna time skip till they meet Overhaul. Yeah, we're just going straight to Overhaul. Okay. Eventually they would make it to the cavern that he's in, and the other guy, don't remember his name, but he was quite cool, kind of hot, like a weirdly hot, like anime type deal, like white hair. That guy that actually fights Aizawa, and Midori would actually be the first one to bust through instead of Mario, and he would say, "Scope, get her out of here." No, he would say, actually, Scope would fire multiple rounds, multiple shots at Overhaul, which wall in front of him, and then what's his face? Oh God, I actually didn't think of the name. Uh, Branch. Sure, let's go Branch. Sure, sure. Uh, let's go with Branch. Yeah, let's go with that. Branch actually would speed up, grab Airy, run back out just as fast as he can, which he's quite fast. He's very quick. So he would grab her, get her out, and get him back actually to Midoriya until Midoriya gives him like another adjective, and he would say, "Get her out of here. Get him to the rest. Let's get to work, Scope. While Thorn, Tower, and Branch get them out of here. Let's hold them off. Well, not them, but the rest will come through eventually. But let's just hope maybe we can deal with this. Probably not, but we can certainly try." This is gonna be rough. I don't know what you just said, but let's go. I'll just go with it. And then they'll blast off. Well, Scope actually staying there. Midori would go ahead, hands hidden in his cloak or his hero suit, his baggie, and he would throw his hand towards them. he would be using Soaring Moon and Airborne Wind Blades at the same time. Soaring Moon, one giant air blade just spinning so fast that it looks to make a circle, like a giant saw blade. The air blades, Airborne Wind Blades, would actually fly through the air around the moon and get blocked by a big wall of stone. And Midoriya would say, "Quaking dragon." And then the dragons, there would actually be four, just coming out of that wall that Overhaul just made, trying to bite at the other guy. Two of them would be trying to bite at Overhaul. The other two, the other guy. And Midoriya, jumping up in the air, would say, "Red lightning ethereal burst." The red orbs, the same red lightning around the two hands this time. And then him just blasting it Iron Man style, just ethereal burst, just multiple red lightning orbs just firing out. And then he would use blinding radiance. Those two would have to cover their eyes, or, well, since one of them, well, I mean, they both covered their eyes, sort of. They would still be disoriented, and Midoriya would use glacial pillars. No, never mind. No, bronze beams, and a bronze beam, like a massive beam that like is for construction, would appear right beside him, and then he would use gorilla throwing strength. He would grab the beam and just toss it with his newfound strength, with his Quirk gorilla throwing strength, and he would just throw it at not Overhauled, but the other guy. Just boom, and it would hit him hard. And then the two dragons that are trying to bite him would grab the beam and just turn it in a way to just push this guy into the ground and like have him crash through the earth into a other mini like hole, and just the bronze beam would just be laying there on him. He's trying to get out of it, but he can't. The arms are trapped. The two dragons are just keep on pushing it. And Overhaul, by this point, has destroyed the other two dragons. And he would say, "You are a pest to this world. Why can't you be normal like many others?" Says the guy who is the same pest. Or, no, he'd call Midoriya a pest. Actually, not the other stuff. I don't know. He'd call Midoriya a pest. And he'd just make multiple spikes just going at Midoriya. Midoriya using Aurora configuration just to get into the light orb, go around, keep on going around this layer, lighting up the layer too a lot. So more shadows are actually made by the spikes. And Midoriya then would use Supernova and a massive wave, a massive like Iron Man like repulsion ray out of his actual like arc reactor would go off from Midoriya's hands, firing at Overhaul. Midoriya would say, "I'm gonna burn this place to the ground with you in it. You are no man. You are nothing." I don't know. I'm just talking. I'm running my mouth, as to say the least. So after that, bing bada boom, Overhaul would block it. Like, of course he would. You'd block it, making the wall again. But that wall wouldn't help well. It wouldn't help at all. He would have to make multiple walls to block this attack, so that he wouldn't get burned alive. So Midoriya then would use Rock Burial, and luckily Overhauled moving out of the way in time. as just the earth under him would just crumble away. And then Midoriya would say, "Quaking dragon burial." And from behind of Overhaul, he would be grabbed by in the jaw of a dragon, brought to the ground, and then hopefully buried. But yet, given his quirk, he can just turn to dust or whatever he does. And Midoriya would say, "Won't you just stop that? I really want to get this over with. I need a nap. I preferably want a nap. But no, I gotta do this. I mean, good, it's a good deed, sure. But, man, I'm tired, man. I got really tired. I don't know what you expect. This thing does not help either. I think on my face. Like, it does not help, like, at all. I hope y'all would understand me, like, when I was doing that. Like, I'm so sorry about that. I really hope you understand me about that. Because if you didn't, I'm very sorry. It's just a lot of yawning, yawn talking. But anyways, Midoriya then would use, you know what? I'm gonna deal with this. He's thinking he's gonna deal with this, but he might not. He can tell Mr. Overhaul can't really deal with intangible objects. So what he would do is piercing hell, as out of his sleeves, as he would thrust his hand forward, a chain out of fire would go flying, actually piercing through Overhaul's arm, like the middle of his forearm, cauterizing. I think that's how you say it. Cauterizing his wound as it would enter and go straight through and go straight into the ground. And Midoriya would say, "Try to get out of that one." And then Midoriya then would say, "Piercing Helheim." And out of his other sleeve, as he did the right one with the fire one. This other one is the ice one. Piercing Helheim. And then, boom, as he would thrust his left arm forward, the ice chain, a chain out of like cold air, would go flying through the air, soaring through, piercing the other arm of Overhaul. And then Midori would say, "Steigen chains." And then uh, from his very own shadow, chains made out of his own darkness would wrap around his neck, wrap around his legs, lift him up into the air so he can't use his quirk. Because Midoriya may have looked, or may have noticed something many others didn't. Overhaul has to have connection to the ground to use his quirk. Or at least as Midoriya thinks. Which I think might be true. Not entirely sure. Not a pro on Overhaul. So Midoriya lifting him in air. You would think, oh yeah, that has to work. Until he gets crashed to the ground. He gets just covered by rubble because Tower and the other guy went straight through the ground. Um, yeah, and then Overhaul would merge with the big guy, and then he would leave, try to run away. Midori would say, "Damn it, Tower, Thorn, with me, Scope. Just make sure if he tries to run, just shoot him down." Hello, B. Hi, bye-bye. And then Tower, Thorn, and Midoriya would go launching through the hole that is the ceiling now. Just launching through. Tower would throw Thorn holding Midoriya, and then Thorn would throw Midoriya into the air. And Midoriya would do the same combo that he took out a Nomu with. Piercing Hell. Piercing Helheim. Steigen chains. Now, given, I don't remember what he did next, but he's doing multiple things at once. See, plot armor here. Uh, he knows Unbreakable because he watched Kirishima train with it. So he would go Unbreakable. He would use. I don't know if he might sue me for this, but Unbreakable. And then his suit would tear because of the sharp edges. That the same reason Kirishima does not wear a shirt in his hero suit, because it's the same thing that Kirishima uses. He would harden his uh, skin to max, right? And then Midori would use Supernova Flaming Star, and then he would go just as fast as he can with this move, like a star, straight through Overhaul, cutting him in half, and eventually crashing into the ground like an idiot. Nobody there to catch him. He would just crash into the ground. Just boom! A massive dust cloud. Midori would be laying there as Overhaul would be defeated, would unmerge with the big guy. Big guy would be knocked out. Midori would be there, uh, just lying there, unconscious. Not really. He would want to be unconscious, but he can't. He doesn't. He physically can't. Uh, Everyone would come find him, get him up. Uh, no death. No deaths. No one kicked it, thankfully. Nobody got in the way of Midoriya, just handling business. Oh, you must be wondering, are the two other dragons still holding him? Yes. Still holding the bronze beams on the guy just into the ground? Oh, yes, definitely until somebody stops them, which a shadow would come, not like an orc would go, and then the orc would pull the guy out, just jump out, just, there you go. So yeah, that's where I'm going to end it for today. Sorry about the long video, but I feel like every arc has to have that one long episode. Uh, just like that hour-long special, or near an hour, I think. I think it's nearing an hour, or maybe it has been an hour. I don't know. But anyways, thank you all for watching. Go follow me on socials, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.